Are we there? Yes. I think we're there. Okay. Let me plug my mic back in. Okay. Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? I need to find myself on here now. Oh, I love technology. Right. Are we there? Aha. Oh, brilliant. Right. Got you this time. Oh, I've got to turn my sound down. Otherwise I'm going to be talking to myself. That's it. Right. Hello. Hello, hello. Bit of a false start went on there, but never mind. Good. I don't quite know what happened the first time around. It all come up on the screen, but nothing was happening. It just went dead. So I thought, well, I better... And then I couldn't remember how to restart anything, but there you go. That's never mind. Right, I'll just give it a few more seconds just to let everybody get in here, and then we'll get cracking. How are you all? Everything okay? All good? We've had a very snowy day here. Very snowy, actually. It's been quite nice, to be honest. But yeah, no, everything's okay. We've got nothing exciting happening. Don't I just love being in control? Well, Fiona, you know what it's like. Oh, I love lives, and I love technology. Do you know what? I've had so many hassles with technology today. It's just untrue. I must have spent a good 2 hours trying to sort things out this morning. Getting quite frustrated about it, actually, but there you go. Never mind. Right. So let's do a few. I'll do a few quick hellos. Let's go back up to the top. So hello Fee, hello Lynn, hello Sandra, Chris, Emma, hello Emma, hello Jan, Kim, all good, I'm glad you can hear me. Hello Karen, how's your building work coming along? Good, is it? Hello Katrina, hello Nikki, Ingrid, hello Ingrid, hello Anne. Hello Lorraine. Okay, so that's as far as we've got on comments. So, right, tonight, baby oil and paint. Lovely combination. Just what we need. I've still got my 12 tags 12 ways little thing here from before, but I'll move that out of the way. And this, I don't know if I can move it up close. I'll just make sure that things catch up. I've got them watching. Baby oil and paint, Jan, yes. Oh, nearly finished, Karen. Good. That's good news. I can't wait to see all the pictures. This is kind of close up. Now, this, funnily enough, is completely flat. This tag. There's no texture on this whatsoever. Okay. You would normally sort of create this kind of look if you had modelling paste and what have you, but this is very, very flat, and it's a really, really simple technique. What I recommend, all I'm using as well is regular Johnson's baby oil, and basically I bought this baby oil because I got some coloured pencils. And apparently, I can't remember actually why I got the baby oil, but it was to do with coloured pencils. I can't for the life of me think what it was. And I think I used a little tiny weeny bit and thought, well, that's not working for me. So I've had this bottle of baby oil sitting on the side for ages. And you can see actually that quite a lot has gone now because I've been using baby oil and paint all week. Blending, Jan. That's it, blending. That's the one. But it didn't work for me. I struggled with it. So now I've found another use for my baby oil, and I find that it works really well with my paint. So we shall move on. I digress. So this technique's super simple. I'm actually trying to pack it out a bit, otherwise I'm only going to be on here for about 10 minutes. Baby oil is the only thing I found that cleans pan pastels from the gel plate. Oh, I didn't know that, Kim, actually. Didn't know that. I'm sure I've used, actually, baby oil on my jelly plate before. I'm sure I have. Yeah, must have done. They have to be a waxy type of pencil, do they, Sandra? Well, I got the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Are they not the right ones? See, I don't know. But anyway. Right, so my theory behind all of this, this really, really simple technique, is the fact that oil and water doesn't mix. So I kind of had this little idea in my head that, you know, what would happen if we added oil to water or paint, which is water-based. And my first sort of tries were a little bit sort of, because I was trying different ways of doing it, and I thought, oh, you know, there's got to be a way round it. With a bit of practice, you kind of get a little bit better with it, and it also depends on how fierce your heat gun is. You can leave things to dry naturally, of course. I haven't actually tried that because I'm a very super speedy crafter, so I have to have everything done and dried off in 10 minutes. But I have got 2 different speeds of heat gun. This one's very intermittent. Some minutes it's faster than others. My favourite heat tool. This one's got 1 speed. It's either fast or it's off. So I've had a go with both of these, and actually I'm going to show you both of these so you can kind of see the difference. So what you do need is lots of either baby wipes or something that you can mop up easily. I find baby wipes work well. I get that not everybody likes baby wipes for all the different reasons. Also, you're probably better off not having long sleeves because you do tend to get oil everywhere. I've been mopping up oil all week. So we'll start off with our blank tag, and I actually quite like having a light base, but this again is going to depend on the yes, it's a messy one, Karen, sorry. I like to use a light base, but it depends on what colours you're using and what effect you want, and again it'll be a case of experimenting with all your different colours and everything else to find out what you really like. This tag only took white and these 2 colours of purple, and that's it. Excuse my phone beeping. So that's all I've used for this particular tag to get this effect, and obviously your baby oil, and that's it. So we're going to start off with some white, any old white, doesn't matter, okay, which we're going to put on your tag. Let me just get a clean brush, cleanish baby wipe, like that. Celia, yes, I thought of you when I picked out the purples, because I know you're a big purple fan. Now, one thing I will suggest that you do when you do this on your tag. Chalk paint's fine, Lynn. Yeah, I've done it with gesso and tinting base and everything else. You are literally just putting a base down. But what I suggest you do is paint the edges of your tag. Yeah, it's just a normal bit of plastic, whatever you want, just to so you don't get messy, Karen. Doesn't matter what it is. I am going to use, myself personally, a lump of acrylic, only because I'm going to use your heat gun a lot, and these mats, as good as they are, they wrinkle up under the heat, so I tend to put my tag on the acrylic, and that doesn't wrinkle up. You are going to want to just paint the edges of your tag, and the reason why you want to do that is your tag gets soaked in oil, and if you haven't sealed the edges of your tag, you might find that your tag might start to break down, especially if you keep on and on doing more and more layers. Okay, it does get everywhere. Oil does get everywhere, especially when you dry it as well, because you're blowing it around. You'll see as we move along. So, Tony's just messaged me and said it's been a long day. He's probably sent a photo of something, perhaps the dog. I don't know. Anyway, I'll pick that up later. Right, so, I must have a messy brush. So paint your tag, get it all over the edges as well. Don't worry too much about the back. It's going to get oily, okay, on the back, but don't worry about it. The board can withstand a fair bit. You can also do this on MDF. If you have a look at the March workshop that I'm doing, which is that big tall, I didn't bring it up actually, big tall thing with the butterfly and the dragonfly and the bee on it. I actually did mine. I mean, we're not supplying the kit with MDF, but I did mine on MDF, and it worked perfectly okay. So so it will work on MDF. Right, so now we're going to, let's get the speedy heat gun, and I'm going to dry this off on my colour purples, Kim, if you can hear me. Royal purple and wisteria. But you don't have to use purples at all. You can use whatever colours you like. Right, that's dry. But yeah, in case you didn't hear me while that heat gun was going, royal purple and wisteria. It's not a new heat gun, Celia. I've still got my Old Faithful here, but because this is slower than this one, you'll see what I mean about using different types of heat guns. You don't have to actually use a super fast one. You get a different effect really from this one as you would from that one, kind of. It depends how you move this around. All right, so the next step, move that out the way. I'm going to start off with light first, whatever colour you're using. I'll just get rid of that dry bit, and I'm going to pop that on my palette, and I'm going to spritz a bit of clean water in there, and get my brush. And then, you're using green, are you, Jan? Good for you. Nothing wrong with a bit of green. You want to give it a good mix in. We don't want big clumps of paint on your tag. Okay, so give it a good mix in, and then you could just spritz your tag a little bit so you've got a bit of water on there, because what you don't want to do is paint your paint on and have it dry before you've finished. Okay, I've got my oil in a little old Cosmic Shimmer mister bottle, so I've got that to the ready. That is literally just my baby oil in there. Okay, then what I'm going to do is pick up as much of the paint as I can on my brush, and I'm going to brush this over so it's really, really watered down. Less is more, because you can always put more layers on. Like this. Put plenty of paint on there. Like that. And then the messy bit, let me just move that out of the way, is we're going to now spray a bit of your baby oil onto your tag. So just spray a bit of that on there, like that. And then if you have a look, you can see that there's lots of little bubbles, like little areas where the paint is all starting to separate. You can move the oil around. You'll notice this more when we do a darker colour, which we'll be doing in a minute. Okay, and then what we do is we start to heat this. Now I'm going to use a slow one first of all, and then what you do is you just heat this, and what basically happens is the paint dries and the oil doesn't. Okay, so what you're doing is you're drying the paint. If I can move this up a bit closer, you're drying the paint with these bubbles. Oh, hi Dawn, how are you? So as you see, what will happen is you'll move it around, and eventually the paint won't move, but the oil will. Okay, so what you're doing is you're drying the paint, but the oil you can still move around on the top. So you keep drying until you're not moving your paint anymore. So if I hold that up, you might be able to see that your oil is moving, but your paint is fixed. All right, now we've still got a little bit at the bottom where the paint is still moving. So what we'll do is we'll just dry that bottom bit down there. I'm good, thank you Dawn, thank you for asking. Yes, we're a little bit snowed here but we're fine, can't get very far. So as you can see, there's no paint moving around. So what you do then is you get your baby wipe, open it out, and you pop that over the top, and just gently, you don't want to be rubbing this because it could start rubbing your paint away. Gently just press that down. So what you're doing is you're lifting the loose oil off. Okay, so I'll hold that up again. And then what you can do after that is you can dry a little bit more, okay, because you've lifted your oil. So you now can just go over and dry that a little bit more. So that's your first layer. If you wanted to, you could go on and do another layer with the same colour, whatever you want to do, all right? But what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go back to my original bit of paint here, and I'm going to add some dark purple to it. Again, You pick your colours. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to put some purple in there. If you feel that you need to add a bit of water, you can. Your choice. You don't have to. As long as you've got it reasonably watery, because you've got to bear in mind you've got to get your oil on before your paint starts to dry. That's the importance. So that is why you would have your water in there to start with. Okay, we will just give that a little bit of a spritz, not a lot, you don't need to soak it. Have your oil to the ready, and then we're going to put on our purple like this. Put plenty on. Like that. And then before that even thinks about starting to dry, get your oil, and we're going to just spritz that on. And then you can see it's already starting to create your bubbles. You can move that around however you like, and that's going to change what happens when you dry it. Now I'm going to show you now with a faster heat gun. What we did was with the slow one is it didn't move the paint a lot. If you've got a fast heat gun, so I'll have to shout a little bit, you can move your paint a lot more. So if I try and show you nice and close, you can see how that is really moving everything around. And again, what that's doing is that is drying the paint but not the oil. And then you could, if you want to, we could go back to this one, which is a lot less savage, so it's not going to move your paint around so much. It's a lot less waste than paint pouring, and you can be more specific about your pieces as well, Jan. So you wait until your paint is dry. You don't have to wait for all your paint to dry. If you want to have it a bit more patchy, wherever your paint is still wet, it will lift. So when you get your cloth and you put this over, you can pop that on there. And you can lift that off. And if you wanted to, you could just rub away little specific areas, and that will just bring out more pale colours here and there, like that. And then you can get your fresh baby wipe and you can pop that over there again. And that, as you can see, is the kind of effect you're getting. You get something different every time. Now you can see on the back, this is where, oops, squirted the keyboard, Jan. Oops-a-daisy. You can see on the back, this is where you get your oil. It doesn't actually hurt the board at all, but it just helps when you protect your edges by putting some paint round. Okay, because if you get too much liquid into the tags, it can start to divide the tag. So that's just having literally 2 layers of paint. That's all you've done on that one. You could go on and do more and more. What I want to show you is some other different ones I've done. So if we have a look, see, this is done with a blue and a rust colour. Exactly the same technique. I've done a little bit of stamping on there, but it's exactly the same technique, and that was literally just two lots of paint. I did the blue first, and then I did the rust colour. So I'm just waiting for this to catch up so I know that you're seeing what I'm doing. Yes, you are. That's fine. So again, you don't have to use the same colour. I don't know, Nikki, about a gold. Worth trying. I don't think I've done one with a gold. I've done another one here. This is like burgundy and grey. So I've done a few grey splats on there. And again, I think I started off with, this is 3 layers. So I've done 2 layers of the burgundy, one lighter than the other. And then I've done the third little bit with grey. And what you can, of course, do is you don't have to paint the colour right the way over. So if you decided that you just wanted to do that corner with a different colour, you can. Because, you know, your paintbrush is there, you can paint it on where you want it to go. So that's another one. This is another one that I did, and what I added this time, this is with the embossing crystals. So I just put some embossing crystals down over there and stamped into it, and then did some white antiquing cream just to pick out the stamping. And that's, again, you're adding more layers to your original, and because it's clear embossing powder, you still get the colours coming through. So I'll hold that up a little bit closer so you can see that one. So that's just another technique that you can use, that you can add to it. Okay, and then this is another one where I've done some stamping. So I've stamped and put white embossing powder. Again, you can still see all the detail underneath, so it's another way you can do it. This one I used paste through a stencil first, through a Harlequin stencil, and then basically I've done the 2 colours. So what you do is you're picking up where you dry your water and oil, you get your channels, and you can move the oil away and the paint away from your channels. So you're just concentrating the colours on the top of the Harlequin. So again, that's another way you can do it. You can see I've been getting together all sorts of bits of board to practice this week. This is greys. That's literally just 2 types of grey there. So that's another way. You're getting the same effect, but it just shows so differently on different colours. This, I think I used a few more different colours and moved the paint around a lot more. I wasn't quite so pleased with the effect of this one, but it is all trial and error. This is one of the first ones I did. And then this one, I've actually heat embossed through a stencil. So I've put Versamark through a stencil, and I've put down some clear embossing powder, and then because it acts as a resist, you get some of the outline of the stencil there. So it's just another way of doing it. And that's all the different things you can do. So just a few examples, but it's a really simple technique. Really simple. You are only using literally 1 or 2 layers of paint. Where did the one I was there it is. There it is. And oh, that's the other bonus as well, Jan, that you get lovely soft hands. So pretty much that is the extent of the technique. Now, the March workshop that I'm doing is going to be doing a lot of this. It involves a lot of this. So if you're interested in doing that, then obviously we'll have a good old play with these techniques on the bugs and also on the background. And a little sneaky peek, this is a kind of a work in progress, but it's going to be showing you the same technique again. This is something that I'm going to be doing on that fabulous group, Crafting with All Brands, and I'm doing this next week. So you'll be able to see me do this. So I'll just bring this into the shop, and then I'll be doing that as well. So you'll be able to see how I make that. That's not quite finished yet. Very nearly, not quite. So that's that. That is about it. That's about the extent of it. So anyway, I don't really think there's anything else to go through. So really, really simple technique. I hope you're all going to have a go. You didn't have any baby oil, so using sandalwood scented massage oil. Well, Nikki, there's nothing wrong with that. I bet it smells good. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, baby oil, you don't get any smell, do you? But you do have to wonder, massage oil, you know, well, there you go. Right, thanks ever so much, guys. A nice easy one this week. Please do have a go. Please pop your pictures up. I'd love to see them. And we have Celia next week doing a fabulous tag. And I'll put up all the details of that in the next day or two, so you know what you need. We also have Lisa. We're going to be doing her house next week, and also I'm going to be doing the first part of the semicircular book. So there's lots coming up, loads and loads and loads of stuff coming up. Keep an eye out. I'll let you know what's going on. Lovely to talk to you. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.